Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to play this strategy again. Last video that I recorded and uploaded, two problems I had. One, for some reason it was pretty small showing up on YouTube. I don't know if I did not get a full screen button selected or something, but I'm going to try playing with my formatting again and see if I can't get the whole screen to show up better on YouTube. And the second thing is I just ran into a lot of early 7-outs that showed that that there are holes in every strategy, and this one obviously also has a hole with early 7-outs, 0.7-outs, or 1 or 2 hits and then 7-out. We definitely are looking for a shooter that can roll considerably large numbers of rolls, maybe in the 20s or something. So anyway, this is basically a variation of Casino Quest's Double Tap. It's based on 2 hits, just like Double Tap's based on 2 hits. The only big difference here is that I'm starting with my $160 outside numbers, and it's not just 25 outside. If I show you what, let's just do a $25 outside. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bump up the 5 and the 9. So it's $120 outside. Did I say 160? I mean 120. So it's 120 outside. Okay. We could have done it. We could have done it differently. We could have done a $25 outside plus a $5 outside. We could have done $30 for 120. But this strategy, I think just because of the way the payoffs are, this strategy was designed to go with $25 on the 4 and the 10 and $35 on the 5 and the 9. Okay, so here's the strategy. So we're going to wait for a point to be established. We'll put $120 outside with this setup. 25 on the 4 and 10, 35 on the 5 and 9. The first hit should pay $49. Let's make these place bets just so we can see a $49 payout. With that $49, we're going to take 40 of it plus our 120, and we're going to reassign everything to 160 across. 160 across would be $25 across, and then cap the 6 and 8 to 30. Okay? And that will put $9 back into our rack. Our second hit, depending whether we're hitting the inside numbers or the outside numbers, the second hit will either pay 35 on the inside numbers or 48 on the 4 and the 10. And with those wins, with the win on the inside numbers, $35 win on the inside numbers, we should then be able to take everything down and go to a 64 across using our winnings. And all of our original bankroll goes back into our rack. If we do get lucky and hit the 4 and 10, we get a $48 payout. We should then be very close to being able to play the 96 across, 15 across, and with our winnings. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So these bets should be off. So let's take them down. We're going to go ahead and shoot for a point. Go ahead and roll for a point. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. We don't need to hear that crap. There we go. All right, so the point's a 9. So we're going to go ahead and get set up. 25 outside, and then $10 on the 5, $10 on the 9. Let's get one hit, and let's make these place bets. I wish there was a way I could just say, make these place bets. All right. There's the 5, and that's what the strategy says. It should pay $49, and it does. It pays $49. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take 40 of that plus my 120. So that's 160, and I'm going to ask the dealer to set me up with 160 across. So go down. 160 across will look like this with the caps on the 6 and the 8. Okay, we'll lock those in. So we're looking for one more hit here. If we hit an inside number, we should go to 64 across, play with our winnings. If we hit an outside 4 or 10, we should win enough to where we can go with a 96 across with our winnings. Let's see if we can get a hit. And there's the 9. So if you look at the 9, we have a $49 win and a $36 win. So that's definitely enough to do 64. 36, that's 90. That's 85. So yeah, I'm just going to say, since we're hitting the inside number, we'll take everything down and we'll play 64 across. Okay, if you're at a $10 table. If you happen to be at a $15 table, then you have to play 96 across. So we're not quite out of the hand if we play 96 across. So let's just play 64 across. The puck is off, so let's wait. Let's take those down. Let's wait for a point. Okay, there's a 4. Now let's go 64 across. Looks like that. Cap the 6 in the 8 to 12. And let's play a collect and press strategy. And again, we're technically out of the hand. We're now playing $64. We're playing with our winnings. So even if we would hit a 7 out at this point, we should not go below our $500 bankroll. That's what we mean by out of the hand. Okay, so that was a hit on the 5 that pays $14.50 because it's a buy bet. Technically, we should make these place bets until we get above 20, but let's just leave it alone. Our next hit, we'll go ahead and press. And it's a 4. It's a $20 win. Well, 19 and change, and that's the point. So the puck's off. So I'm going to press the 4 up as soon as I get another point established. Okay, the puck moves to the 8. So now I have $19.50 plus 10. So I'm going to bump the 4 up to 30. Does that make sense? Whoops, there we go, $30. All right, let's collect on the next hit. There's the 5, we'll collect that. And we'll press the next hit. There's a 12, doesn't help us. There's a 9, okay. So that gives us another $15. So let's press the 9. I think we pressed the 9 to 36, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure why 36. I would think 35 would be just fine. But let's go to 36 and let's see how that works. Let's go ahead and roll. There's an 11. Another 11. 3 11s in a row. There's a 10. That pays 14. We'll collect that. The puck is off. So I'm going to take everything down. Being my conservative self, I'm going to take that down. I'm going to wait for a point. The point's an 8. And I think I'm going to regress. I'm going to lock in some of this profit. I'm going to regress back to a 25 outside with 35 on the 5, 35 on the 10, kind of starting over. And let's see if we can't get an outside number. Nope, there's the 7 out. Okay, so we rolled 16 times. We did hit the 7 out and lost $120. But we're still out of the hand. We're still profit of $42. So let's go ahead. I think we know the strategy enough where I can make this full size, and let's make this as big as we can. Let's go ahead and roll for a point. There's a 6. All right, let's go ahead and go 25 outside, 35 on the 5 and the 10, 35 on the 5, 35 on the 9. There we go. There's a 6. We don't have a 6 here. That's another negative to this strategy. The 2 numbers that get hit the most frequently after the 7, we are not betting. Some people are going to say that's not a very good strategy. Anyway, the 6 was the point. The puck is off. Our bets are off. Let's get another point established. There's a 7. Pass line 7. It's a pass line winner. There's a 2. Don't have anything on the pass line. Another 7. Okay, there's a 10. Puck's going to move to the 10. Our bets are on. We're looking for an outside number. Nope, there's a 7. And that's what got us in trouble last time. Quick 7 outs is the hole to this strategy. So we're going to go ahead and get another point established. And that's a 6. Let's go ahead and get set up. 25 outside. Add 10 to the 5, add 10 to the 9. Let's get one hit. There's the 8. We're not playing the 8. There's the 8 again. There's the 6. As you can see, our roll distribution is starting to take place here. Starting to look pretty normal. There's a 5. Unfortunately, the puck was off because we hit the point. Now the puck's back on. There's 7 out. So 6 was the point. We rolled an 8, an 8, and then we hit the point, a 6. Didn't make anything there. Then we rolled the 5. The point was on the 5 because the puck was off. And then we rolled a 7. So 2 very quick losses of 120 each. So let's go ahead and get the puck set back up. Let's get a point. There's a 7. Okay, there's a 5. Let's go ahead and set up. 25 outside. 35 on the 5. 35 on the 9. There's an 8. This is starting to be deja vu here. Here's a 6. I've seen this story already. There's an 11. No help. And there's a 7 out. So obviously we have found every hole that we can in this strategy. I'm not going to give up. I've got enough for one more shooter, it looks like. Let's go 25 outside. 35 on the 5 and 9. Okay, there is a 9. That pays $50. So I'm going to take everything down and go 1. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take everything down. And I'm going to go 160 across. I want one hit. There we go. So there's 86 in profits. Not quite enough to go 96, but since we are negative, I think I'll go ahead and just add what we need. I will take everything down and I will go 96 across. $15. Cap the 6 and 8. Let's see if we can get a long run here. All right, there's a 6. I will collect that. There's another 6. So there's 21 and 18. That's 40. So let's bump this up. 42. We'll power press that. 18 and 21. Add in a little bit, go to 42. Let's hit another 6. Oh no, there's the 7. So obviously this is just as bad as our original roll, but I'm going to try and play a little bit now and make sure that it shows up full screen on YouTube. So if I can't get it to show up on YouTube full screen, I may just delete this one because I've already got one session out on YouTube to show the strategy. Okay, so if you do see this showing up today, that means I've got the formatting fixed. And if not, you won't see it and I'll just delete it. So that'll be the video for today. As always, thanks for watching.